You already know. You know this person is wrong for you. You know the relationship is over. Or it should be. You said it out loud. You've written it in your journal. You've told your friends. And yet, here's the thing nobody tells you about letting someone go. Knowing isn't the same as accepting. You can know something is over and still reach for your phone 30 times a day. You can know someone is bad for you and still miss them so much it feels like a physical injury. You can understand, intellectually, that they are not coming back, or that you need to leave, and still be completely paralyzed. That gap between knowing and accepting, where most people get stuck for years. Today, we're going to close that gap. Two of the oldest psychological frameworks, Buddhist and Stoic philosophy, figured out the same truth about human suffering, and there's now clinical science that backs both of them up. This is the framework for radical acceptance, and if you actually let it in, not just understand it, but let it in, it will change the way you hold onto people forever. There's a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from fighting reality. Not the exhaustion of grief. Grief is clean, in its own way. It moves. It has a direction. This is different. This is the exhaustion of a mind that keeps presenting you with the same case, and demanding a different verdict. They didn't mean to hurt me. If I just explain it better, they'll understand. Maybe if I had done things differently. What if they change? What if I'm giving up too soon? Round and round, same evidence, different conclusion, every time. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called experiential avoidance, the attempt to suppress, escape, or change unwanted internal experiences, even when doing so creates more suffering than the experience itself. Dr. Stephen Hayes at the University of Nevada spent decades researching what happens when people fight their internal experience rather than accept it. What he found was counterintuitive and important. The harder you try not to feel something, the louder it gets. This is why suppressing thoughts about an ex makes you think about them more. Why telling yourself to stop caring makes you care more. Your brain interprets resistance as a signal. This matters. This is dangerous. Pay attention. You're not weak for struggling. You're caught in a loop your brain was designed to create. But here's where it gets interesting. The philosophical traditions arrive at the same solution to this loop. Buddhism doesn't ask you to be happy about loss. I want to say that clearly, because this gets misrepresented constantly. Buddhist philosophy doesn't teach detachment as coldness. It doesn't ask you to stop loving people. It doesn't say relationships don't matter. In Pali, the original language of early Buddhist texts, there's a word, upadana. It's usually translated as clinging or attachment, but the original meaning is closer to the act of picking up fuel for a fire. When you cling to someone, to who they were, to who you needed them to be, to the version of the relationship that lives only in your memory, you are feeding a fire. You are picking up fuel and carrying it toward a flame that is already burning you. The Buddhist observation isn't that you shouldn't love. It's that suffering comes specifically from clinging to what cannot stay, not from loving, from clinging, and the distinction matters. Because we confuse them constantly, we think letting go means we didn't love them. That if we accept it's over, we're erasing what it was. We're not. Impermanence, Annika and Pali, is not a consolation prize. It's not Buddhism's way of saying it's fine. Nothing lasts. It's an observation about the nature of reality. Everything that exists in flux. People change. Relationships change. The person you fell in love with and the person standing in front of you now may not be the same person. When you grieve the end of a relationship, part of what you're grieving is the loss of a future that was never real, a projection, a potential. Radical acceptance, in the Buddhist sense, is not resignation. It is the act of seeing clearly. This is what happened. This is who they are. This is what I cannot change. This is what is true. Around the same time, Epictetus was working out the dichotomy of control. Some things are within your control. Your judgments, your intentions, your choices, your responses. Everything else, everything, is not. Other people's feelings, not yours to control. Whether they change, not yours. Stoicism doesn't say this to make you feel powerless. It says this to show you where your actual power lives. Radical acceptance is not a one-time decision. Name what is actually true. Identify what is yours. Grieve what needs to be grieved. Return to what is yours. You already know. Now, let yourself accept it.